Okay, so just going to do the basic breakdown here of the process on this thing so that people understand what is going into this device. This is it as it comes in off of the printer. Right. Sometimes that sticks to the plate. So, first things we do here. So, this allows me to get a look at it. This is actually the underside. This is pretty darn good compared to some of the earlier editions. Hit and miss on that a little. I really hate. This is the hardest part about the whole print, is getting this portion to be perfect. I don't think I've ever had a perfect one. And that's because it's the underside, it's the support interface. So you trim those little nubs off. Yeah, that's about it. If this area is a little bit rough, I'll just hit it with that a little bit and then shmoo it. Just to make sure it's down there. But, you know, these are early editions, you know. This is the beginning of a product line. One of the things is that a lot of people are buying these at the moment and thinking that therefore they're Colorado ZR2 of the 23 and 24 vintage, and they are not. This is really irritating because it says so in the ad very clearly that this is for the 2016 to 2022 Colorado ZR2. It'll fit the Bison too, and to check that your rock sliders will fit. There's a picture of the rock sliders so that you can see this and understand this. People keep on buying them thinking otherwise, I guess, not reading the description is what it really is, I'm pretty sure. And then they have to return them. And this is painful for everybody, right? Because, I mean, there's transactions that occurred. You know, I'm sort of trying to build a business, and I sort of depend on that income a little bit, and then people are yanking it back away, and it's there's a little nub in there that I just snagged. There we go. And it hurts for them because then they're getting charged for shipping on a product they didn't get, And I'm working on making the next one. I am, everybody. I am working on making for the 23 and the 24. There's been a whole quest to build the scanner box, so that I can get the data I need from a Colorado ZR2 of the 23-24 edition, so that I can make a step that will fit that. And the fact that people keep on buying them thinking that this is what it will fit, even though all they had to do is read the description. But the fact that they keep buying them is a good indicator that there's a demand for that, right? So it's something I'm working on. And I just put in an order for the rock sliders themselves, because I've been having a heck of a time sourcing some help with this, people ghosting me and things. So I've just kind of given up at that point with that. I've gone in and put an order for the rock sliders to come in, simply so I can get a profile off of it, and then I can make these for your vehicle. Yeah, so if you're one of those folks, just bear with me. Those parts come in next week, and then I'll be able to start getting to work on designing a step for that and get you what you're looking for. Alright. Happen to have a second one, because I got 2 machines now working on these. There's been enough demand that it was sold out in 1 week 4 times. They were basically going as fast as I could get them out, which is awesome, except for some of those times with somebody who didn't understand or read the description. So I mean, these look great, but it doesn't always come out this great, you guys. This batch of material that I bought, I had several rolls that were all faulty, and I spent 5 days printing nothing but failures, just wild failures. I'd get half steps or 3/4, or it would go all wonky and crazy, or it'd have big scars all over the place, or cavities, and the edges would be wild, and it would be sporadic, and this area was terrible. It was just awful prints, a whole 5 days of nothing but failures. And in the end, it came down to the filament. I'm pretty sure I recalibrated all of my equipment and whatnot. The only other factor possibly is it's warmer now in here because of the summer, and it's been pretty chill up till now, but it's definitely warmer in the last few days, so doing the best I can to give cooling to these things. But I've been finding along the filament line blobs and chunks of graphite or carbon fiber, and so it's pretty obvious that I was getting some bad filament. And that was a pain, because I just threw a whole bunch of that batch of filament away. And nothing but loss. And for me, just starting out as a guy who's just invented this thing, I'm doing this, bootstrapping, as they say, where I'm coming into it with just a little bit of money that I injected last year, and then trying to go from there on its own. And this is a Kickstarter, I'm going to make more of these for more vehicles over time, and build out a product line here for people. And I've got people asking me to make these so that they're a little bit lower, so that they can use them to get in and out of the vehicle. And they're like, okay, I'll do that then. Yeah, I'm sure I can work something out. It might require a little bit different technology. I already have some ideas, but it's challenging when you're working with such a small plate at first. It's just the bamboo plate, 256 millimeters by 256 millimeters. So these things are pretty darn tough. They really are super tough. I get on the side of my vehicle and I bounce up and down on these things, and I can't break them. So, and I'm 235 pounds usually, and yeah, so I've personally been super impressed that nobody has complained. Everybody seems to love them. They're great. I got a 5-star rating, and there was one person who didn't want to buy them because he was concerned about his weight. But if you're somebody who's watching this and you are concerned about your weight, I rate these at 235 plus, for the dynamic load, which would be you getting up on the side at 230, maybe 235 pounds, and sort of moving around a little bit. You know, that's basically it. I could get up on there and I could shake it around, and I haven't been able to break it. I even try to stand on the tip, and I do that, and I rock the suspension on my vehicle, and I haven't been able to break it, which is great. So that's kind of where I would like it to be at. But if you're a little bit bigger, you need a little bit more capacity for weight. One thing that we can do is we can make you a custom set of these. Just make them wider, right? 50% wider, give you that much more strength in the part, right? So we take them from 235 to 350, you know, by doing that, right? So if you're interested in some custom ones, like we could even take this all the way to 8 inches. You know, we could go to that. We could make that into one, but it just gets really difficult to be successful at this kind of range. These seem to be working very, very well as they're at. They're pretty compact, they're pretty light, they move where you like them, where you want them, right? And you can take them off if you really had to, pretty easily. All you have to do is torque it like that, just from the corner, pop, pop, and off it goes, right? Same thing when you're putting it on, right? Like, you put it on a little bit of an angle, like one corner first, and then snap, and it works great. So hopefully in the future here we're gonna have a few more varieties going on here. Yeah, there we go, that's better. So the other thing is I've been kind of starting to experiment with different finishes, right? So you get on the standard plate finish. That's the finish you get, right? That's what it looks like. I've had horrible luck with flat plates. But a buddy of mine is a glass guy. Yeah, here's some plate I gave him because I just demolished this plate trying to use it. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna maybe try and, I don't know if I'm gonna glue this to it or if what I'll end up doing is just, I think people do a clamp down method where you pinch the corners. And so anyway, that's pretty much it. Oh, sorry, I was trying to say about this. The thing, a new process here I've been trying to do is, you know, once I'm done, I might flip them over and then bake them for another 5 hours. And that way, when you flip them this way, then you get sort of a matching finish. But it's hit and miss. I've noticed that, like, you get like sometimes you get super reflective. And like there is a little bit of reflectivity to this. It's kind of a nice sheen, you know. It's beautiful, I think. I think it's great. And, you know, but sometimes it catches the light just right and it's sort of reflective a bit. So especially when I do it that way, that side comes out super reflective occasionally. Not every time, but. So anyway, we're trying to experiment with different finishes. I even got one that looks like this. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Would you prefer to see this finish or this kind of finish where things are, that was a terrible example. Told you I was working on it. That one's, yeah, see, here's one with a very reflective. It's much more reflective. Hard to see that in there, but it really does catch the light way different. Anyway, smooth, extra reflective, sort of a flat sheen, standard underside finish. Let me know in the comments below which one you think is going to be your choice, if you had choice. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe. And have a good night, day, weekend, year.